Alright, so we got this TOMLOV microscope, and this is the first unit I received. So you can see it boots up, looks okay. These buttons work. You can zoom in, we can zoom out, we can do the menu, and this thing also works pretty nice. It's blurry because it can't autofocus, but if you press on this autofocus, you can see that it's not working. Okay, and we press on positive, negative, P2, P1. Unfortunately, none of these work. This is pretty clean, and it doesn't look damaged or anything. So anyhow, this is the first unit. The nice thing is that the remote does work. So if I press the OK, you can see it actually does autofocus, and it autofocused on the top of that mauve over there. Let's get some smaller surface mount components here. And the picture quality is actually pretty good. Let's press OK again. You can see it says autofocus up there. And from the videos I watched on YouTube, people pressing this, they get the autofocus, and then you could hold it down to get into this mode that I have not been able to get to, that it continually autofocuses as the scene changes. But yeah, we can actually zoom in, and you can see the picture quality is pretty good. Let's give it some more light, although this is not the right kind of light we want for this. And yeah, that looks perfect. Fortunately, I cannot get this to work. Anyhow, the good news is I do have a replacement unit. Just gonna remove this. And there's essentially these two set screws, and this comes out. And we're going to put this down here, and here's our replacement unit. Let's turn it on. Alright, it turns on. And yeah, so unfortunately, oh, P2 worked. P1 worked. Plus is not working. Okay, this looks more promising. So I'm going to need to fasten these ever so slightly. Don't want to over tighten these. That much should be enough. Okay, so now we press on autofocus and nothing. Yeah, the other one I do get sometimes that it sometimes responds. Oh, okay, so we got P. Okay, I'm not touching it. Sometimes it responds, but yeah, it really doesn't. So can we do P2? The most important thing is this autofocus. If this works, can we autofocus? Again, this also touch, but works. Can we get it to turn off? Yes. Menu button works. The left and right, and okay, and power, we turned it on. But the minus, oh, maybe you're in the menu and that's going to affect it. The minus is not working, autofocus. Anyhow, I'm just going to try the old remote on this. I think that should just, okay, yeah, it works. So we can autofocus. So both of these units, they have the exact same problem, which is somewhat perplexing.
Right, this is the charging current of a switched off TOMLOV TM4K-AF Max. I'm going to turn the unit on now. That's the unit on with no backlight, so that's now settled down and it's pointing at the cable, and it's auto focusing even though there's no light to do it by. And now if I turn on my little ring light, so that's the ring light on, and I'll turn it up to its maximum brightness. So that's the maximum brightness light. So I'll now swing round and show you the actual, so that's the ring light, and it's completely USB powered from the output on the back of the unit, all working really nicely. That's at full brightness. It's got very small and compact. It's got a little adjustment dial, so you can turn it down to off. And then that's obviously just to show it doing something. I just turned it on, and that's auto focus. So if I move it out the way, bring it in, change its position, it's the auto focus doing its thing with the light on. Absolutely no problems at all. And even better, if you watch the little light, the ring light, I'll turn it up a bit so it's more obvious, and I'll turn the actual TOMLOV off, and you'll find it also powers down the USB output. Really, really good. Thank you.
One of the big advantages I see in this particular microscope setup is the way the articulating arm moves in a horizontal direction. And I know it's kind of static going vertically, but the horizontal part of it actually works pretty good. So when you're done with it, you can kind of fold it off to one side, out of the way, and it moves very smoothly from left to right. It stays the equal distance across the board. Say if I want to look at something different, so trying to focus in on the items on the board, it doesn't take too much other than to have to press the autofocus button, which is right here. But it's a great microscope. I've used it, and it works very well.
Well, here it is. It's set up. Took a little finagling, but I got it all done. Here's what you'll need to see. Through the scope, you can take a coin and watch this. Is that detailed or what? Man, I couldn't be happier than Pig and Flop with this.